Scarlet? Scarlet? Are you there?
The first-person perspective has become the new vehicle to deliver some of the most compelling and emotional stories video games has seen in recent years. Just think about Gone Home, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, or even Adrift. Well, you can now add a new name to this competitive list of games, Blackwood Crossing. The story of Blackwood Crossing isn't complex or the most original. However, with its stunning art direction, outstanding voice acting and beautiful attention to detail, the narrative within the game is delivered with a real emotional punch, one I've rarely felt before in video games. You play as Scarlet, a young girl who has awoken on a moving train with her brother Finn. From the start, the game is full of intrigue, with you not really knowing why you're on this train or even where you're going. It doesn't take long for you to realise that this is your brother Finn's story, who you follow through the majority of the game. By follow, I don't just mean go from point A to point B and repeat over and over. The game is broken up into chunks. You'll follow Finn to a new location where more insight will be shared in regards to the game's narrative. You'll then soon find yourself back on the train, where you'll need to complete small puzzle sections to progress to the next interaction with Finn. Apologies if I'm being very vague on the gameplay, I don't want to go into any spoilers, as Blackwood Crossing is definitely best experienced knowing very little about the game's overarching narrative. The puzzles you play through are impactful conversations that you must piece together. By doing so, you'll uncover the whole conversation and shed more light into the story of Scarlet and Finn. As previously mentioned, the voice acting is truly outstanding. There is not a lot of dialogue shared throughout the game's 3-hour playthrough, but every conversation you hear or engage within carries a real emotional weight to the overall story. A mention has to go to Rosie Jones, the voice of Scarlet, and Kit Connor, who voiced Finn, for their excellent performances.
How did you do that? I don't know. I just wanted it to fly. Can you do it again? I don't know.
I would often become so caught up in the scenes between the siblings, I wouldn't notice on-screen prompts telling me to interact with an object. In fact, I haven't been so engaged in a story like this since previously mentioned game Gone Home, and it's fair to say that Blackwood Crossing's narrative is on par with Fulbright's iconic indie game of 2015. Developer Paper 7's attention to detail throughout the game is also amazing. With you playing through a world that Finn is creating, there are quirky pop culture references just about everywhere, whether it's a classic 90s movie poster recreated to star Finn, or a nostalgic take on a toy that many of us hold dear to our childhoods. Almost everything you come across helps build this world that really does feel like it's being created by a 10-year-old boy. Blackwood Crossing is a remarkable tale of life, love and loss. Playing through the endearing and vibrant world is a pleasure, and with a host of 80s and 90s references, you'll often stop to take a moment and reflect on where you were when you watched that movie or played with that toy. Blackwood Crossing is an example of how storytelling can be done to dramatic effect in video games. With its brilliant writing and outstanding voice acting drawing you in, you'll really feel the full impact of the game's stunning conclusion.